It's like aesthetically pleasing, but where do we go from here? And so many people are copying it, and it looks like shit. Hello, dear viewer, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's your first time here. Hi, I'm Vampy. I don't know who I am. But anyways, if you're on the same side of art TikTok as I am, you're probably also overrun by what is my art style videos, or like trying the blank art style. These all make me feel insane. I don't know about any of you guys, but oh my god, I have so much to say about them. For a little more context, it's mostly the like jelly art style or like the dolly art style, or people still making fun of that rendering process video from like, I swear to god, like 2 years ago. And just all of them make me feel insane, so this is why I'm making this video. I have a lot of feelings about these videos past please just god be yourself, so I've decided to dedicate a whole video to it. You're welcome. You guys get to listen to me talk about this for like, I swear to god, like half an hour. You're welcome. Of course, though, my opinion is not fact, so feel free to tell me your thoughts and opinions in the comments. But as always, please be nice and courteous to each other, because some of you were not that nice in my last video, and that was embarrassing. Please be nice. Thank you. So to begin, this is not just something new and exclusive to TikTok. I have actually experienced this before TikTok turned into TikTok, where I would get comments on Instagram asking me specifically, just being like, what's your art style called? Which was frankly very silly to me, because I just draw the way that I do. It's called Vampy's art style, and it comes from my brain and everything I've been inspired from. But I'll get into that later. I do understand where they were coming from though, because people at this time were copying bigger artists for their art to look like theirs. I don't know if any of you remember art style theft. That was a very big thing at this time, where if you stole somebody's art style, you would get run over by a car. People were insane. If you were found copying someone's art style, they would just harass you until you stopped, which was insane, and I still think is insane. And if you ever see somebody do that, maybe don't say that type of stuff to them, because I don't want to go back. I still have no descriptor as to how I draw, so like coming up with tags and stuff to put on my art so people will find it is hard, because it's not exactly anime, and it's not exactly furry, and it's not like always cottagecore, so trying to push labels onto stuff that comes out of your brain is weird and hard. So this is where I'm kind of headed with this. That kind of segues me into the current state of art styles and labels. TikTok is heavily influencing this because tags and identification help gain traction there. When you see something you recognize or identify with already, you're more inclined to interact and promote that art, boosting that person and getting them more follows, likes, etc., and potentially revenue, depending on where they're from. For me personally, I don't make revenue from TikTok, but I do know that a lot of people will post rage bait, not just on TikTok anymore, but just places that they will be paid. They will post rage bait or things that they know will make them popular. So the revenue from sites is an important thing to track in the future, just so we're clear. And honestly, it pays not to have super unique art and to follow trends. Before, it used to not really be this way. It still was, but I would say less of an extent. Follows and likes are a big incentive to copy other people, but when you get money into it, that's when things get fucking crazy. Sorry for swearing. No, I'm not. But that's where things get crazy, because you can actually make a living off of copying people and basically becoming an art machine, which is kind of fucked up. Comparing to before TikTok's influence, about 5 to 6 years ago, like before TikTok was happening a lot, it is way more widely accepted to copy an art style, which I feel is a strange pendulum swing, potentially in the wrong direction. To give you an idea of what I'm getting at, I'll read the general thesis of this video, it's literally verbatim to what I wrote down. The commodification of art and pretending a style is something to be had and traded instead of experienced and influenced and inspired is overall bad for artists and their brains. Now let's break down what I mean by this. Modification to me means making an art style something that can be taken from somebody. An art style is not something held by one person or another. It's an idea. It is not something that should be protected with teeth bared, but it's also not something one should see as something to be wholly given and emulate in its entirety for themselves. Your art style is something that should be a reflection of how you see the world and experience life, which sounds a bit deep when said like this, but I promise it's really surface level when you realize that this is how all artists subconsciously operate. You take from everything you see in life, especially the things that you like, your favorite colors, the textures, the shapes, all of this subconsciously goes into your art and your brain and ultimately your art style. This is also true for artists that you enjoy. You take from them subconsciously because you enjoy the way these things look. This is how we grow as people and artists. These are actual exercises for your brain and how you see the world and make your art grow. It is not bad to take from your favorite creators. That is how inspiration works. Do not let anybody make you feel bad for taking from other artists and honestly referencing their style, as long as you aren't taking their whole style. Once again, I'll get into that later. But that is always how art works. You are an expression of everything you take in. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, taking somebody's art style and applying it directly to yours means such little growth for you. And I mean wholly taking their art and making it yours, instead of just taking pieces like, oh, I like the way that they do highlights in the eyes, or oh, I really love the aesthetic that they have going on, I love the way that they use colors. You take everything from their art style and you put it to your art. That means such little growth. You are entirely trapped by that artist's skill and understanding of the world. Why would you want to be limited? Don't you want to show the world how you perceive things? Why would you only want to be a reflection of somebody else? That artist themselves has gone through so much other stuff that has inspired them and that they've taken from, and they have put that in themselves and shown you how they see the world. I can guarantee you that is not wholly how you see the world. You might see it and go, that is gorgeous, I love it, but baby, that is not you. That is them. So take different parts of it. Also, it's very limiting where they may not know anatomy that well, and you might be practicing their mistakes, which is going to hinder you. And that isn't even up for debate. It hinders you to practice bad things. And especially when you don't know they're bad. You see them from this other artist and you're just like, of course, everything this artist does is good. Wrong. Wrong. So when you practice stuff from specifically the jelly art style, which I see is very popular, those proportions, the making everything shiny, only really focusing on a face rather than doing a whole thing, it might be fun for a little while, but fucking boy howdy, that will hinder the shit out of you. And it might be interesting to work with those colors all the time, and do all of that stuff, the giant fucking lips, but you will be hindered, because if you cannot reference from other things, jelly's all you fucking know, man, and that's gonna be embarrassing later. Trust me. Originality goes so much farther than social backlash and copyright issues. Your art is you. Why waste time being somebody else when you know that you have ideas and inspiration from elsewhere? You're only hindering yourself. I very much understand wanting to find your own art style, and it feels like coming into your own and having a safe way to express yourself artistically without feeling like too much shit needs to be considered while making art. Totally understand that. For that, I have a few tips. First of all, study art styles you love, and steal from different places. And by that, I mean looking at the people that you follow, save people's art, screenshot art you follow, put it on your walls, make it your phone background, make it your laptop background. Surround yourself with those things that you love. And I don't even mean art from social media. If you watch anime, if you watch cartoons, surround yourself with that style of art and study them. Figure out what parts of that you love. For example, let's say, I don't think anybody is anymore, but let's say you're really obsessed with Steven Universe. Figure out, is it the line weight that you like? Is it the way that the characters look different in every episode? That was a bad example, but there is so much that you can and it is a skill in itself to be able to break down art and figure out what things you love in the art. It is very much a skill in its own. And steal from different places. By that I mean go out, go to an art gallery, go see physical media, feel art. If this is really what you want to do, you need to feel that shit in your heart, but steal from different places, experience it if this is what you really want to do. Honestly, another tip, trace. And people are gonna be mad at me for that. Don't post it, but god damn it, trace. Figure out what feels good and natural and freeing for you. When you trace stuff, you will figure out, and this has happened to me, you will be like, oh, yeah, actually, I don't like I don't like this feeling in my hands that much. And you will very quickly learn that it's not for you. Another tip, find real life aesthetic examples you love. Once again, colors, shapes, textures that make you fucking amazing. Find crochet, t-shirts that you enjoy. If you like lino prints, just different, and I don't even mean art stuff. God damn, if Cars inspires you, go look at Cars all the time. If the outdoors inspires you, go for a hike, brother. And that will totally fill your soul. And some people don't believe that they have a soul, but I really do believe that you have a soul. And it will fill your soul and it will show on the page. I absolutely promise you that. Going to different art museums, seeing Brian O'Malley's, which is the Scott Pilgrim author, seeing his work in person shook me to my core. I cannot explain how important seeing real life aesthetic examples and finding that community really helps. Alright, so now that I got the good stuff out of the way, I have something important. Not important, maybe problematic. I hate the jelly art style so much. Oh my god, it is just the same thing over and over, the same blank expression. I know that you can do better. It's like aesthetically pleasing, but where do we go from here? And so many people are copying it, and it looks like shit. Which makes me feel bad to say. I really enjoyed it at first, but oh my god, I can't with the same face over and over. I need you guys to learn something else, to even open the mouth. Can she even open her mouth with the giant fucking lips? And it's the same where it has angel fangs, and then it has like the cute little details in the eyes and like the really shiny hair, and that's so cool. But where do we go from here? Why do you not have anything else to draw? Can we have another expression? Have you ever drawn a man? Have you ever... fuck. Maybe that's karma. But like... And it's always like from the front view. Sometimes if we're getting spicy, you'll get a 3/4 view. But baby girl, you will never see anybody doing a profile view. They will die before they do a profile view. It is the most innovative art style I've ever seen, and it pisses me off, and that's partially why I made this video. But I needed it to be inspiring in some way. I didn't want this to just be out there being like, I fucking hate the jelly art style. But god damn it, if you are emulating an art style, please, dear God, make it cooler. Make it so that I don't have to just see the same woman every time I open TikTok. It's all the same. Just don't piss me off. So that was me complaining about that a little bit. My apologies if you do really like the jelly art style. I'll get back to my original thesis. Art is supposed to be something where you enjoy yourself expressing different emotions and thoughts visually. Unfortunately, it is hard to find that route because social media rewards conforming. But I think that's fucked up, so I did want to talk about this. I don't think I really have a solution because, unfortunately, social media is a scourge and is a cancer on our society, but it's fine. It's fine. It's where we are. So hopefully this helps out somebody, and instead of, falling on deaf ears, which honestly I would kind of understand if you just didn't listen to me. Creating art at this time is kind of stressful, but it would be really nice to see really original and unique art again. I don't want to see the same fucking jelly face on my For You page. Anyways, like, subscribe, kiss you down on the mouth. Okay, bye!